Everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Was good, was good, was good. Whew. So I woke up this morning and I said, we're going to have pretty much an extended crypto minute because there was so much news that was going on out there. And I just said, yeah, you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. So what are the things that we're seeing right now? We're seeing that, as we end toward, the end of the year or head toward the end of the year, we're seeing that Bitcoin is down, just a little bit. I'd say a little bit, down from, I think, a high of almost 109 down to right now it's at 93. That's a significant change. Do I think it's going to go back up? Yes, I think it's going to go back up. Usage, adoption, technical integration, I think all those things are still very true. I just don't know if the Santa Claus rally is actually going to happen. I'm still hoping because it's not over yet. We've got today, tomorrow, and the 2 days after, right? After the new year. So we'll see what happens. So basically this week is going to tell us a lot. Then you got U.S. debates going on over using Bitcoin as a reserve. So the new regime, I think, is going to learn that just because they say something doesn't make it so. So that's going to be a very, very, very interesting battle that goes on. And, when you think about it and you do the math, having Bitcoin as a reserve can work out in a certain way. But I question, you have it in reserve, when do you actually pay down the debt? So there's a timing issue there. And then obviously you're getting rid of your reserve. Like, how do you work that in the future if you're implementing a Bitcoin reserve to, kind of address debt or deficits? So I'm still looking into that. And Japan is thinking the same thing, or rather not Japan, Hong Kong is thinking the same thing. They're thinking about, there are lawmakers out there that are saying, hey, we should use this as, a national reserve. Great. How? What's the plan? Talk is talk. But, rubber's got to meet road at some time, right? So I'm interested to find out how everybody's going to handle actually making it a reserve, and when do they plan on deploying that reserve to actually bring down their deficit. Remember, as deficits grow, the interest payments on those deficits grow, right? So if you're going to wait a certain amount of time before you use that to do something, it's kind of like, well, what's the math behind it? So there's a lot of calculation that goes into that. So I'm still looking to see, what is it that they're going to do? Then you've got South Korea's crypto market just jumped $69 billion. And I'm sitting back and going, wow, that's a lot. Something else that happened in South Korea, you had 610 new crypto accounts created in November alone in South Korea. That's big. And you kind of have to say to yourself, some of those accounts are brand new accounts, right? From people that have never had a crypto account before. And some of those accounts are just additional accounts, by people who already have. So if you've got one on this exchange, you open one up on that exchange so you can see if there's an arbitrage that you could take advantage of, just things like that. So you start to realize what's out there. And then, you have, non-custodial wallets that people might open up, things like that. So, you've got to take it with a grain of salt, but that's still huge growth. That's still huge growth. I keep telling people, Asia is a burgeoning market space for crypto. And some might even say it's a better space for crypto than the United States. Just saying. Because it's not just about, people talking about crypto. It's about people using crypto. Not just investing, but using crypto. So, yeah, there are big differences. Singapore announces stablecoin rules. And with those stablecoin rules, they're basically saying, yeah, we're ruling out the immediate need for retail CBDC. We're not going to need that. So I want you to stop and think about this, because I've been thinking about it for a minute, and I might need some help trying to figure it out. If you don't require a retail CBDC and you've come up with new stablecoin legislation, right? Then why do you need it for commercial? Are you saying that your commercial CBDC trials, passed but failed? You know what I mean? Like, they work, but these things are already here. Stablecoins are already here. By the way, So are they saying it without saying it? We shall see as more transactions start to happen, right? I just find it all to be interesting. I really do find it to be interesting. Then you have crypto securities growing. And the reason why is because access control vulnerabilities caused $1.7 billion in losses in 2024. So gaming took a hit. Metaverse took a hit. DeFi took a hit. But I want you to pay attention to who specifically took those hits. There's probably going to be a burgeoning business for companies that specialize in crypto security. Mark my words, I think that's going to be a booming business as companies pop up talking about how they can take care of security, because it's a lot of work back in the day, you had hardware companies, when you're thinking about, network infrastructure and all that good stuff, you had firewalls. You had boxed firewalls, right? Well, you can see the same kind of thing happen in crypto, where you've got box solutions that can help, your particular crypto project stay secure. Tailored to your needs, to that specific project's needs and how that particular project or blockchain works. But there might be new services that come out like that. So we're going to see how that plays out. I'm pretty sure there are already services like that. However, having box solutions, that could be different in the DeFi space. That could be big. I could actually see how that works. Almost like a firewall, right? Deployed all over the world, so decentralized, and you're able to control your space. That could be interesting. That could be an interesting solution. So we'll see what happens. Then you have innovative crypto scams. So I've been telling you guys for a while that we've been battling on YouTube. We've been battling scammers. And what these scammers do is they say, "Oh my God, great content, but can you help me with something? Here are my seed phrases, or here's my seed phrase, and can you help me move that money from here to there?" Not your keys, not your crypto. Somebody showing you keys, that's not your crypto. And they're trying to pull you in, because once they get you in, they find a way to flip the script, and they're going after thieves. Because if you use those keys, you're kind of a thief. So we get those messages 10, 20, 30 times a day. And they're slick about it. They'll come in and they'll subscribe to the content. They'll make a really nice statement at the first sentence, and the second sentence goes right into the scam. And we know it to be true because I spend a lot of time, and my staff spends a lot of time blocking them. And then they realize they're blocked, so they pull off, they stop subscribing to your channel. So over the past 2 days, we've seen a drop of 100 different subscribers. And we're able to directly correlate that to, scammers. We're not upset about that. Scammers. We don't want these people. We don't need scammers. This is why when we launched the Bitcoin, the growmybag.tv new platform, it's going to cost $1 a month. To be a member of the platform, to be a member, of the community, it's going to cost $1 a month. And I'm pretty sure everybody can afford $12, right? But what it does is it actually helps us say to scammers, not today, not today. And if they happen to spend the money and get on the platform, the community will absolutely call them out and be like, that's a scammer. Boop. An immediate cutoff. So that's how we're looking at it. Now, big baggers, that's a different story. Big baggers get a lot of benefits. One of the biggest benefits is the monthly video conference that we have, which is probably coming up the second, third week of January. And that's where we talk about a lot of different stuff. So I would encourage you to become a big bagger. Also on the roadmap, we've got a new book coming out. It's about the GMB3. I'm expecting it to be around 200 or so pages. Give or take. I'm pretty sure it's going to be over 200. So we've got a lot going on. And we're just trying to give to the community as much as we can, because the community gives to us. It's good stuff. What else do we have in the news? We've got MicroStrategy hinting at another major Bitcoin buy. Who's shocked? Nobody's shocked. They said they were going to spend $14.2 billion over the next 3 years. Yeah, there's nothing shocking about that. Nothing shocking about that. The question is that within the program or exceeding their program? That's the question. That's the real question. Then you have play to earn gaming, building in momentum in Japan. Blockchain-based play-to-earn games backed by major publishers like Sony and Square Enix are driving Web3 gaming adoption despite onboarding challenges. That's right, onboarding is a problem, but once you're there, you're just having fun. Now, remember, it's play-to-earn. It's play-to-earn. So how they earn and all that good stuff has to be worked out. Because airdrops and all that stuff, yeah, those were good gimmicks. But then the gaming fell off. So I'm paying attention to how that space matures, right? The specific play to earn space. I'm looking to see how that matures. Then you've got RWA tokenization. Wow. Are you sitting down? I hope you are. Real world asset tokenization in 2025 has seen, well, over the past 3 years leading up to 2025, has seen over 58x in growth. 58x over 3 years. And it's still a nascent industry. It's at the cusp. To me, it's at the cusp of beginning. But imagine where that's going, and imagine all of the blockchains that are going to be leveraged for it. Chainlink, Aave. There's a long list of blockchains that are going to be used for RWA, Polygon, and I'm just sitting back and I'm going, wow. So when I think investing long term and I do my research, I do the DMB3, do my research, know my entries and exits, and invest deliberately. Meaning I'm creating a reason why I'm investing in whatever it is I'm investing in and making sure it aligns to what I want to do, my goals. Oof, there's so much going on in that space. It's just huge, huge. RWA is going to be tremendous. Then you've got Hong Kong proposing Bitcoin reserves. I'm like, yeah, everybody's proposing Bitcoin reserves. I want to see how many countries actually do it. And I want to see what their implementation is and to what end. Right? Not just what end, but how they address that end. You want to address deficit? Great. You introduce it as a reserve? Awesome. When do you start paying down debt? I'm just saying. Is it 1 year out? Is it 5 years out? Is it when you think Bitcoin is going to hit $1 million and you're sitting on a few 100,000? Okay, when do you start paying that off? And what's the correlation between, again, like I said earlier, what's the correlation between that debt and interest growing versus how much you made in that reserve? The math has to math, right? Then you've got, potential 2020 Black Swan events happening in 2025. And I'm sitting back and I'm saying, well, the crypto industry braces for challenges, including Ripple versus SEC litigation, U.S. recession fears, and vulnerabilities in DeFi and exchanges. The first one, Ripple versus SEC, I think a lot of the cases that the SEC is taking on right now, I think they actually go away. Mind you, we can't just write them off because they're not going yet. But if the new regime does what it says it's going to do, I'm expecting those cases to kind of dwindle down, quietly go away. Shh, just because we're already seeing that kind of talk, that kind of language happen. As the transition continues, we're starting to hear that, but we need to see it through, right? Got to see it through. What else is going on? Then you've got Bitcoin and Ethereum 2025 forecasts. I'm like, forecasts are great. I told you guys, I'm expecting $150,000 by the end of next year. I'm definitely expecting $1 million before 2030 for Bitcoin. I'm expecting, before 2030. One of the reasons why is because I think RWA, normally it's Bitcoin that pulls everything else. I think RWA is going to pull some altcoins, and that's going to help grow the value of Bitcoin. I know. Just play it out in your head. Don't believe my thinking? Listen to a conversation I had yesterday on yesterday's video, where I was telling you about how things play out and how things could play out. I walk all the way down and do the decision tree analysis on certain things. And you can actually see it. Like, I don't talk about, conspiracy theories and all that stuff. I get away from that. I'm talking about things that can actually happen based on the facts that are available to us right now. Pay attention to this stuff. This stuff is not small. Something else that's not small. Bybit. What is it with these exchanges and screwing up in different countries? So if you're going to be, an exchange in Malaysia, you have to be licensed. And guess who's not licensed? Bybit. Bybit's not licensed. So they've been ordered to shut down in Malaysia. At the end of the day, what is a license in a given country? Pay the taxes, people. Pay the taxes. We get to track you. We get to see how much money you make, so we can correlate that to the taxes, and you pay your taxes. Become compliant. You're making too much money to not be compliant in such a lucrative, geography. Such a lucrative geography. Get your ish in line. Okay, get your ish in line. I actually like Bybit. That's why I'm so adamant about them, cleaning up. I think a lot of exchanges that were treating the globe as the wild, wild west and making money and just hand over fist, they've got to start cleaning up their act and become respectable citizens. Seriously, the correlation between the wild, wild west and the crypto industry, the math is mathing. The correlation is amazing. And that's what they're going to need to do, right? To get everything straight. But you know what we should do now? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let's switch one over. All right. We're going to start with the GMB crypto tracker, top 25 losers. Let's see. BitGet token sees a pullback. It's down 13.48% with a GMB X factor of 0.32 expected. Fartcoin sees a 12.19% pullback with a GMB X factor of 0.56, also expected. Magic Eden just falling constantly. Down 8.72%, GMB X factor of 4.18. Pudgy Penguins down 8.6% with a GMB X factor of 1.12. It's over 50%, 52% off its all-time high. That's unfortunate. But, Pengu at one point was higher than Bonk. Crazy. I know it's craziness, but hey. Helium seems to be on a downward spiral, and it's down another 8.36% with a GMBX factor of 7.81. Helium was a high flyer. I'm wondering if they can bring it back, but we'll have to see. I'm not sure. Mantra down 6.15% with a GMBX factor of 0.28. Joaquin's one of our big baggers. Joaquin told us about Mantra weeks ago during a live. He mentioned Mantra, and then we spoke about it a little bit more, during a big bagger, and it's doing what he thought it would do. I mean, 0.28 on a GMBX factor, that means people shaved profits. He might have been one of them. Beam down 5.90% with a GMBX factor of 0.70. Ondo down 5.69% with a GMBX factor of 0.56. A lot of people are talking about Ondo. I'm sorry, I still have no interest in Ondo. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just can't find a slot for it. Oh well. Slots aren't there for everybody. Everybody's got their bags, and I just don't have one for Ondo. Let's see who else is there that I'm paying attention to. Flare down 5.49, basically 5.5%. The GMBX factor 5.02. I don't know if Flare can actually come back. We'll see what happens, but that's a leap. you kind of have to look into it and see what the story is, but do your own research on that and see if you think it will come back. And let me know if you think it will come back. Drop me a note. Hit a live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Hit a live and drop me a note. That'd be awesome. XDC network is down 5.28% with a GMB X factor of 1.68. So something to pay attention to. Everybody else, yeah, there's not really anything else here that I'm paying attention to. XRP, except down exactly 5%. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about XRP. XRP is set to explode. And I have a nice bag of XRP. And I'm going to keep dipping into XRP. I'm just going to DCA with XRP, period. There's like no doubt on that. What's going on this week? Not much. Get a little bit of Fed speak. You get pending home sales. We get the home price index from Case Shiller, sorry. And then we get some jobless claims, construction spending, and ISM manufacturing on Friday. It's a relatively quiet week because Wednesday is New Year's. It's going to be one of the deadest weeks of the year. You thought last week was dead? This week could be dead. You know, people think that they're going to be able to go to work on Thursday. Ha 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 ha. Good luck with that. You've got the fear and greed index at 65. You got the total value locked in TVLs right there at 134, 138, 134 billion, right? Okay. We're holding steady at the moment. We're holding steady. And this is what I mean by holding steady. Here's where we are. So yeah, we hit up here, hit new highs, and we came back down. And we're basically trading between 93,434 and 99,655. Do we dip below every now and then? You can tell. You could see it right there, right there, right there, right there, over here. But we're basically trading in between this space. The last time we did that, we consolidated within a band. It was a tight band, and then we exploded up, established a new high, and then we maintained a new band. So that's what I'm expecting to happen. I'm expecting this continued stair step up. But notice how the steps are getting deeper. They're getting deeper. But still, here's another example. Here's where you are, right? We were bouncing around this band, and then we just blew up. And then we're bouncing around this band. And if you go back, you could see how that actually happens. You can actually see that going on. So I'm just saying, I'm expecting another major move up. And when I say major move up, I'm thinking like 120, right? And then we'll backtrack down to like 110. And we'll bounce around there, and maybe we'll hit 130 and come back down to the 120s. I'm thinking stair-stepping like that. We'll establish a new band, and we'll peak up and we'll peak down, but we'll basically be within that band for a while, and then just keep going. Just saying, pay attention to these things. There are signs that'll tell you what's going on for your bags. Manage your bags actively, okay? On the big boards, again, this is why I use the GMB crypto tracker, because right now I'm salivating. I'm salivating over BGB, TON, HBAR, XRP, Ethereum, BTC, SUI, Doge, Link, Aave. I mean, they're just SHIB, Pepe. There are just so many things here where I'm just sitting here and I'm just going, oh my God, I don't have endless amounts of money. I don't know about you, but me, I don't have endless amounts of money. So I use the GMB crypto tracker to kind of, level set for me and tell me where I could go, right? Different industries, I can actually see that. It's another metric that I can use to kind of take the haze off my glasses so I can see where I'm going to put my money. Just saying. And if you want to look at it across the board, when you're looking at the major cryptos, you're still seeing major growth for these cryptos. And you can also see the major falling down of cryptos like Solana. So yeah, I'm paying attention to that. Solana's got a long way to go before it drops below a Cardano. Cardano's got a long way to go before it pops up above, Doge and Solana. But I think Cardano's going to do it. I think Cardano is going to do it. Because Cardano is everything Solana wishes it could be. Just saying. Their security is tight. The resilience is tight. The fees are low. You can build upon it. Cardano's just got a lot of things going on for it. it's going to be formidable in the future. 2025, I think, is going to be a blowout year for Cardano starting in January. Mark my words, starting in January. Hutanic, you know what I'm talking about. And then you have Avalanche. Avalanche isn't doing all that well, but I think it will. I think it will. Toncoin, already in the top 15. Chainlink in the top 15. Shiba Inu in the top 15. Sui in the top 15. Hedera trying to break into the top 15. I'm telling you, you're going to see massive change over 2025. You're going to see some brand new coins achieve top 10 status. And I think you're going to see for the first time, you're going to see stablecoins not be in the top 10. That's what I think. That's really what I'm thinking. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. If you like what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel, become a member, go over to growmybag.tv/sign-up and become a big bagger. Big baggers come with big benefits. Everybody, thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.